dereliction of duty. That is the subject of tonight's Words. A 5-time deported criminal illegal alien shot an American citizen with a stolen gun in the sanctuary city of San Francisco, confessed, and a San Francisco jury found him not guilty of murder. How could this happen in America? Here are the facts. Jose Inez Garcia Zarate is a Mexican national who had been convicted of 7 felonies in the United States. Some of them were aggravated felonies and others heroin manufacturing and other crimes involving narcotics. Zarate had been deported 5 times and kept sneaking back through the unsealed southern border. Zarate admitted on camera that he kept coming back to San Francisco because it was a sanctuary city. It would not alert federal immigration officials when he was arrested, therefore protecting him and his criminal activity. Zarate was picked up on a marijuana charge in 2015. ICE requested that the San Francisco Sheriff's Office detain Zarate when he was arrested. But Sheriff Ross Mirakimi ignored this request because he chose not to cooperate with the federal immigration officials and released this criminal alien back onto their streets. A little while later, a handgun was stolen from the car of a federal agent. And days later, Zarate used this handgun and shot 31-year-old Kate Steinle, a San Francisco native. Now, after the shooting, Zarate threw the gun in the water and ran away. He was picked up by police and confessed to the killing. First, he gave police a bunch of aliases. Then he said he stepped on the gun and it accidentally went off. Then he said he found the gun and it accidentally fired 3 shots. Not sure how that's even possible. Then he claimed he was shooting at a sea lion in the San Francisco Bay. He also told police he took sleeping pills before the shooting. It was clear the man was a reckless junkie who didn't belong on the streets of San Francisco. But the Board of Supervisors in San Francisco refused to take responsibility and would not admit that their sanctuary city policies led to the death of one of their own residents. I visited San Francisco City Hall to confront the politicians. I'd like to address your dangerous sanctuary city policies. I'd like to show you a picture here. This is Kate Steinle. She was murdered by an illegal alien who had been deported 5 times and over 6 felony convictions. But for some reason, the city of San Francisco let this guy out. You guys aren't even looking. Look at the picture. You afraid? You guys don't have anything to say?
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Zarate was put on trial for murder, involuntary manslaughter, assault with a deadly weapon, and it was a pretty clear-cut case. In fact, Zarate told reporters that the courts should give him the highest punishment so that he could tell Kate Steinle's parents in court that he no longer wanted to live. But his defense attorneys did a number on the jury. His team claimed that he found the gun. His team claimed that the gun had a history of misfiring and painted Zarate as a sympathetic character. Meanwhile, the prosecution downplayed the involuntary manslaughter and assault with a deadly weapon charge and laid their entire case on the murder 1 charge, arguing that Zarate deliberately shot Kate Steinle. Either way, it didn't matter. He still did it and deserved to be punished for it. But the jury didn't think so and acquitted him on all charges except illegally possessing a gun. So including the time already served, he's not looking at too much prison time. Zarate's defense attorney decided to attack Donald Trump after the verdict.
There are a number of people that have commented on this case in the last couple of years. The Attorney General of the United States, the President and Vice President of the United States. Let me just remind them that they are themselves under investigation by a special prosecutor in Washington, D.C., and they may themselves soon avail themselves of the presumption of innocence and the beyond a reasonable doubt standard. And so I would ask them to reflect on that before they comment or disparage the result in this case.
Now, with all due respect, the attorney is a self-righteous hack politicizing a tragic death. Also, we haven't seen one tweet from Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, or any other Democratic leaders about this. A beautiful woman is gunned down on the streets of San Francisco. The shooter escapes justice, and the party of women is silent? I wonder why. Well, obviously, the president wasn't going to remain silent, firing off a series of tweets. A disgraceful verdict in the Kate Steinle case. No wonder the people of our country are so angry with illegal immigration. The Kate Steinle killer came back and back over the weakly protected Obama border, always committing crimes and being violent. And yet this info is not used in court. His exoneration is a complete travesty of justice. Build the wall. The jury was not told the killer of Kate was a 7-time felon. The Schumer-Pelosi Democrats are so weak on crime that they will pay a big price in the 2018 and 2020 elections. So the federal government needs to step up to the plate and deliver the justice that local officials failed to deliver. Jeff Sessions can hit Zarate with a federal felony, 10 years imprisonment for an illegal alien in possession of a firearm. Now, if he's sentenced consecutively with the state gun conviction, that would keep him locked up for 13 years, at which point then he'd be immediately deported back to Mexico. But if we don't have the wall, he's probably just going to sneak back in. Now, building a wall and eliminating sanctuary cities would probably have saved Kate's life, and she would be alive today, enjoying the holidays with her family. But sadly, she's not. Bill O'Reilly has been crusading for Kate's Law, named after Ms. Steinle. Kate's Law would impose a 5-year mandatory minimum sentence for an illegal alien caught crossing the southern border. Kate's Law already passed the House, but is stalled in the Senate. And I confronted Illinois Democratic Senator Dick Durbin back in 2015.
Just a quick question for you. Why don't you support Kate's Law?
Tell me what that's all about.
You forgot already. It was the hearing last week.
No, I was at the hearing, but tell me what aspects of it you're
protecting Americans from criminal illegal alien killers.
I think we should work to make sure that Americans are protected from those who are criminal and threaten our communities.
It's a 5-year mandatory minimum sentence for deported illegal aliens convicted of aggravated felonies.
Convicted of aggravated felonies?
And they get deported, and we catch them when they come back. Do you support that 5-year mandatory minimum?
I'll look at it carefully because I want to protect everyone. But I also don't want to discriminate against people who come to the United States asking for an opportunity to become legal in the U.S. You know, the president now has insisted if that's going to be the case, they have to go through criminal background checks. I think that's illegal.
We're not talking about innocent illegal aliens. We're talking about criminals who traffic in narcotics.
I answered your question.
Well, I hope you support it because I expect that you want to protect people like Kate. You do want to protect people like Kate, right?
I want to protect all Americans.
No, you don't, Senator. There's a reason that there's no reason the Senate shouldn't take up Kate's Law immediately and get it on the president's desk. San Francisco and its corrupt politicians have blood on their hands. Furthermore, the federal government's inability to secure the border also contributed to this tragedy. A country without laws and borders is not a country, but the left is okay with that because open borders gives them political power. And I'll leave you with this. Kate Steinle's father testifying in front of the Senate back in 2015.
Kate was beautiful, kind, happy, caring, loving, and deep in faith. Kate had a special soul, a kind and giving heart, the most contagious laugh, and a smile that would light up a room. Kate loved to travel, spend time with her friends, and most of all, spend time with her family. In fact, the day she was killed, we were walking arm in arm on Pier 14 in San Francisco, enjoying a wonderful day together. Suddenly, a shot rang out. Kate fell and looked at me and said, "Help me, Dad." Those are the last words I will ever hear from my daughter.
Now, a father should never have to hear those words. It is our local, state, and federal government's duty to help and protect American citizens from criminals coming into this country and doing us harm. And they have failed. And now it's time, the citizens' duty, to make sure we never let our government fail us again.